when you're in that deep creative flow, that visual brainstorming state, there's always this friction.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself on Pinterest grabbing ideas, then you jump over to Canva to try layout, and then you need a whole other tool just to see a mock-up.
Right.
And all that switching, it just slows you down. It breaks the flow.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at Google Mixboard. It's an experimental and totally free visual workspace from Google Labs.
And it's built to solve that exact problem.
Exactly.
So our mission today is to go a little deeper than just a feature list. We want to really unpack how a tool like this changes the game for early-stage visual work.
Especially for people who need to move fast, like brand owners or print-on-demand sellers.
Yeah.
So we'll start by defining what this thing actually is. Then we'll get into the Nano Banana Pro update.
Which is a great name.
It is a great name, and it brought in game changers like circle to edit. Then we'll cover the core stuff, like creating consistent characters, and also talk about, its limitations, where does it fit.
Okay, so let's start there. The old way of doing things, designing one asset, then the next, then the next, it was just so time-consuming.
It was. You spent more time setting up than actually thinking.
So what is Google Mixboard, really?
Well, it's an experimental AI-powered visual workspace. The best way to think about it is, imagine if Pinterest, Canva, and a really advanced AI image generator all got together.
Okay.
It's like a huge, infinite digital whiteboard where you can throw ideas, test them, and build on them instantly.
And when you say AI image generation, just to be clear, we're talking about algorithms that create pictures just from you typing a text description.
That's it. And that completely changes your role. You're not just executing one design anymore. You're more of a curator.
I like that.
You're seeing multiple versions at once, creating realistic product mock-ups, blending images. You're seeing a whole brand identity come to life on one screen.
So if it's all about speed, how does that really change the beginning of the design process?
It lets you compare many concepts side by side, incredibly fast. You find the winner sooner.
At first, Mixboard felt a little, a bit rough, maybe too experimental for everyday use. But the real shift, what made it feel reliable, was that Nano Banana Pro update.
A very colorful name for a very serious update.
It really is.
It brought stability, but also some key features, like the one-click presentations. Your brainstorming board gets messy, right? It's full of half-baked ideas and notes.
Always.
This feature just cleans it all up instantly. It organizes everything into a structured pitch you can export. Perfect for showing off a new merch idea.
And then there's the one everyone is talking about, circle to edit. This is such a huge quality of life improvement.
It really is.
Normally, if you had an image, say,
Yeah.
of some ginger cookie characters, but you wanted them to be Santa Claus instead, you'd have to regenerate the whole thing.
And that's where you get prompt drift.
Explain that.
Prompt drift is when the AI sort of loses the feel of the original. The style changes, the lighting is a bit off, you lose what made the first image great. It's so frustrating.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. It's a real pain when you have to re-prompt everything. So being able to just circle one small area and tell the AI, change only this, that's a huge relief. You don't lose the whole creative context.
And we can't forget the text. AI-generated text used to be a complete joke, just garbled letters.
Oh, it's awful.
Nano Banana Pro made it good enough for concepts. You can tell it to put hot chocolate Christmas on a t-shirt mock-up instead of cozy winter fuel, and it just works. No extra steps.
That fine-tuned control is so important. So why is being able to just edit a little circle inside an image such a massive time saver?
You can tweak small details without losing the overall design context.
Okay, so that's control over the details. But what about control over volume? How does it handle generating lots of ideas at once? That's key for market testing.
That leads us right into what's called parallel ideation, and this is a really big strategic shift.
Okay.
You don't ask the AI for just one image. You ask for a bunch all at the same time from a single prompt.
So let's say you're a POD seller. You could type something like vintage muscle car illustration, retro style, for a t-shirt design.
Exactly. And Mixboard will instantly spit out 5, 6, maybe more different design options, all on the canvas, side by side.
And they're actually different.
Totally different. Different car models, different color schemes, different art styles. It lets sellers find those winners, the concepts that have real potential, so much faster.
Right. You stop wasting time polishing a bad idea.
You got it.
Now, on the flip side of that, there's consistency. Keeping a character looking the same across different images has been one of the biggest challenges for AI.
A massive challenge.
Right.
Because every time you hit generate, The AI is basically starting over. It's redrawing from scratch.
So how does Mixboard solve that?
It lets you generate a character once, and then you can kind of lock it in. You use that first image as a reference point for every image you make after that.
So you're not just hoping your brand mascot has the same face every time.
No more hoping. You create the mascot, and then you can reliably generate new images of it holding a coffee, or waving, or wearing a hat. And the identity stays the same.
That has to save a ton of time and money for things like children's books or comics.
Oh, enormous amounts. You're creating reusable brand assets now, not just one-off pictures.
Whoa. Just imagine scaling that consistent character process, not just for one book, but across 100 different product lines and marketing campaigns.
It completely changes how you think about AI images.
So how does that consistency change their use beyond just a single picture?
It transforms them from one-offs into systemic, reusable brand assets.
Okay, let's talk workflow, specifically mockups. Mockups are usually such a pain. You have to design the graphic, export it, open another tool, import it, fix the perspective.
It's a whole process. Mixboard just builds mockups right into the workflow.
How does that work?
The AI just understands product placement. You just tell it a black t-shirt mockup with studio lighting, and your design gets placed on it instantly.
Yeah.
And it looks real. The whole export-import loop is just gone.
Which is so important for anyone selling online. We know good visuals can literally double your sales.
And this lets you test dozens of designs on realistic mockups before you ever spend a dime on a physical sample. You can create all your listing images in minutes.
This all seems to be leading towards something bigger than just making a single t-shirt.
It is. It leads to the most powerful feature, I think. Complete brand visualization. This is where it stops being a design tool and becomes a brand planning tool. It fixes that classic mistake of designing in isolation.
Oh, I know that one. The logo looks great by itself. The product looks great by itself.
But put them together and they just clash. They don't work.
Right.
Mixboard lets you put all your core brand pieces, your logo, your color palette, your mascot, on the canvas together. Let's take that Mountain Peak Coffee Dog example. You have your mascot, your logo, your deep blue and red colors.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now you can ask the AI to generate a t-shirt, a website mockup, and a business card, all on that same canvas, all using those assets.
And what if you want to change something, like a color?
That's the magic. You tweak the brand color from deep blue to, say, forest green, and you see that change update across everything at the same time.
So you're not just testing a logo, you're testing the whole brand system.
The whole system, before you commit any real resources. It also does a great job of combining images. You can layer a background, a character, a product, and the AI automatically blends the lighting and the edges so it all looks like one cohesive scene.
So what's the main benefit of seeing that whole brand concept visualized instantly?
It lets you catch expensive mistakes that happen when you design things in isolation.
Okay, let's get practical. Let's do an honest assessment. Who is this for right now? Who benefits the most?
Print-on-demand sellers, for sure. The speed of testing is a massive advantage.
Makes sense.
And small businesses, you know.
Yeah.
The ones building a brand from scratch who can't afford a designer for those early concepts. And of course, freelance designers. They can whip up a bunch of different directions for a client super fast.
But there are limitations. We have to be clear about that.
Absolutely. This is an experimental tool. Features can change. They can even disappear.
And the results aren't always perfect on the first try. You still have to iterate.
Right. And maybe the most important thing, the export options are pretty basic. It is not optimized for final print-ready files.
Let's just say it plainly.
It will not replace Photoshop. It will not replace Illustrator or Kittl or Canva for that final, precise polish.
Its role is very specific.
Incredibly fast visual exploration. That's its job.
Exactly. So you have to treat it as the very front end of your process. For a POD business, the workflow should look like this. Phase 1 is Mixboard. Ideas, concepts, direction. Kill the bad ideas early.
Phase 2 is where you take your winning concept and bring it into your main design tool for the fine polish. You finalize text, you make sure it's high resolution, you get the colors perfect for print.
And phase 3 is just production. Uploading that final polished file to your platform.
And a quick tip. Be specific with your prompts. Don't just say shoat design.
Right.
Say vintage 1960s muscle car illustration, retro colors, isolated on a transparent background. The more detail you give it, the better the result.
So if we know Mixboard isn't for that final production step, what is its actual role in the process?
It serves as the incredibly fast front end for visual exploration and concept testing.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener? I think the big idea here is that Google Mixboard is dramatically lowering the barrier to professional-level visual exploration.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a multiplier for your creative vision, especially if you're an entrepreneur who's trying to manage all of this yourself.
And this tool is free right now. It's experimental, yes, but with updates like Nano Banana Pro, it's finally stable enough to be a serious part of your workflow.
The window to master this is open right now. Your creative vision just got a very powerful new ally.
Time to put it to work.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.